We're going to continue lesson 20 here, talking about the lookup transform again. This time using the lookup transform with the Cache Connection Manager. The Cache Connection Manager is something that's new to SQL Server 2008. It's previously you needed to, anytime you used a lookup transform, you had to reload the cache each time you used the lookup transform. Now, with this Cache Connection Manager, you can load it ahead of time, load the cache connection, we'll load the cache, and then when it comes to the lookup transform, you already have that cache built up, so you just tell the lookup transform that you want to use that connection manager, and then instead of having to, again, like I said, instead of having to build up that cache each time, you have already created that data into your cache memory. So this is great because you can actually use this multiple times, and like I said, previously each time you had a lookup component or a lookup transform, it would have to reload your cache each time. But now you can use that same cache data over and over multiple times throughout one package. So this is great. So we're going to show you how to convert the lookup transform that we just did in the first part of the lesson 20 to use the Cache Connection Manager. So here I am. I have lesson 20A open from the last video that we did. And we're going to do what we've been doing previously and make a copy of this package because we're going to build off this one. And we just want to go ahead and keep them separate so that we can see what we did in each lesson. So to copy this one, right-click on the package name, hit copy, and paste. You want right-click and say paste in the SSIS packages folder. And then we're going to rename this one lesson 20B. Are you sure you want to rename it? Yes. Okay, so currently we're in the data flow. Actually, it sent us back to the control flow, so we did that. And this is actually where we want to be. So we're going to create a new data flow. And to do that, inside the control flow, which we're in right now, you're going to go into the toolbox and drag over a data flow task. And we're going to name this one Cache Product Table. Because we're going to load our cache memory full of the product data that we would normally use for the lookup that we did in the original package. So I'm going to go ahead and connect those, and I'm going to enter the data flow task called Cache Product Table by double-clicking on it. Okay, so the first step is going to be to bring over an OLEDB source from our toolbox. So drag that over. And we've done a lot with OLEDB sources already, so I'm not going to explain too many details about it, but we're going to double-click to open the editor. And the data access mode this time, we're not going to use a table, we're going to use a SQL command. And we just enter in our SQL command here. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. And you have that SQL command in the book still. We'll check out the columns. We're only returning 2 columns. And then the only other step we have to do is bring over a cache transform, just on the very top here. So go ahead and drag over the cache transform and connect the two with a green arrow. And open the cache transform editor by double-clicking on it. And this is what we were talking about earlier with the Cache Connection Manager. We're going to create a new Cache Connection Manager. And we're going to call this Cache Connection Manager Product Cache. And under the Columns tab, we're going to change the index position for product ID to 1. And then we're ready to click OK. We have everything complete that we need here. We could set the cache to a file, which we're not going to do. But go ahead and click OK. And then we're going to, it treats this like a destination, this cache transform. So go ahead and check out the mappings. We want to make sure our mappings are correct. As soon as you do that, it shows you that they are correct. We have the correct columns lined up with each other. So let's go ahead and click OK. And now that we have our Cache Connection Manager set up and it being loaded here, we need to go back into the lookup transform that we have in the second data flow now. So double click to get into that data flow. This is the original one we had. and we simply need to change how our data is being loaded from this lookup. So double click on this lookup to change the what it's being loaded from. The connection type is now going to be a cached connection manager instead of an LADB connection manager. So switch it to that. Then you'll get this error saying you need to change. The connection type has been changed, so we need to change in the connection page here as well. And as soon as we did that, it figured out which cache connection manager we were trying to use. There's only one option, so it's automatically selected that for us. Alright, so we're good. Let's go ahead and click OK and execute. Now, like I said, one of the great benefits to this is a smaller package. It's only running 441 rows. But if we had a package that was much larger and we had several lookups that were using the same table to perform the lookup, this cache connection manager would be great because we wouldn't have to reload the cache each time, and it would just have to do it one time, which we did in the very beginning with the data flow. So this product cache connection manager can be used across multiple lookups. So let's preview. So what did we learn in this lesson? We learned that the cache function, or the cache transform, and the cache connection manager are new features to SQL Server 2008, so it can only be used in 2008. Previously, you would need to, with a lookup transform, reload the cache used every time whenever you performed the lookup on a table. But now, with this cache connection manager, you can use that in-memory data across multiple lookups. So instead of having to reload your cache memory or your data each time, you only have to do it one time, and then it can be used across multiple lookups. It's a great benefit when you have a package that does multiple lookups to the same item.